this chit chat. Grab your popcorn, sit tight, we're ready to roll. In the heart of Sac Town, we're feeding your soul. In the King's Court, the vibe's electric. If you don't like that, we're here to correct it. With the best in the game, we're raising the bar. From the hardwood to the airways, we're the King's shining star. With the NFL, Adams in the ring. Rhino's got the wisdom, hear the praises we sing. Court in session, it's a royal affair. With the fans all around, feel the passion in the air. In the King's Court, the vibe's electric. If you don't like that, we're here to correct it. With the best in the game, we're raising the bar. From the hardwood to the airways, we're the King's shining star.
You made it. It's Friday. What's happening? How you doing today? I'm not, this is not work, so I'm not bored at work, but if you know what this shirt is, you know it's a piece of gold. It's a good shirt. One of the best shirts I've seen. It is Wrestling Shirt Friday. We got Adam coming up to end this show today to talk a little wrestling. Certainly we will get into the WWE Unreal kind of, I don't know how to feel about it. I don't even know if I want to talk about it. It makes me feel a little bit weird, but there is no shortage of topics to hit today. Breaking earlier, Micah Parsons has asked for a trade. Cowboy fan John Finch, you know I have thoughts on Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. I wonder which one's starting to look a little bit worse. What happened to Stephen over the last couple of years? Quite the transformation, but if you read the 4-page, 4-picture, whatever you want to call it, note that Micah Parsons put out, clearly it was written last night, 11/14, because there's a moon next to it at the top of his phone, but it alleges that Jerry invited him in for just a leadership meeting. He wanted to talk to him about team leadership. And he flips it on Micah's head and he starts asking about contracts. And Micah's like, well, you know, you should be talking to my agent. Ends up leaving the meeting, tells the agent. Agent gets pissed at Jerry. And you're not going to believe what Stephen Jones had to say just a few days ago when asked about this Micah Parsons thing. If you're the Cowboys, I don't know why you walk this line. I just don't get it. Like, it's got to be something with Jerry. It's a control kind of thing. Like, yeah, we know that we can't win without you, but I'm going to let you know that you can't do your thing without me. Like, it's so weird how Jerry will play this out with some of his players. CeeDee Lamb, notably last season. But then sometimes guys like Dak, before week 1 of the season, oh, new contracts. And at first, literally, Jay Glazer, before he can tell you who's in and who's out. By the way, breaking news. Dak Prescott getting paid. You know why? Because the Cowboys always want to be at the top of the news cycle. It's the bottom line. So we'll talk about it here in a minute. We have so much more from Agent Zero. Gilbert Arenas. I am going to warn you, there is a little bit of bad language in there. But, I mean, what would you do? Let's say that the feds come knocking at your door, and we've already explained why the feds were knocking at his door. But, you know, what would you do if you get arrested? You go to jail. You're not sure if you're going to be bonding out or not. You get your bonds. What would be the first thing you do after, you know, you've already got your attorney? But you know, are you going to schedule a meeting with that attorney? What would you do? Well, we know what Gilbert Arenas decided to do, and we will play it here on the show here in a little bit. Yeah, that's him laughing, by the way. So good job, Gil. You are a content factory. Yes, I am aware of Jonathan Kaminga and the latest update. That's why I said Kaminga. That's what it's turning into. This thing's getting out of control. And You now have a bigger problem to a degree if you bring on Jonathan Kaminga, if you're trading him for Malik Monk. Who's not going to be in that starting lineup? Is it DeRozan? Zach LaVine? Who's not going to be in the starting lineup? Keegan's got to be in there. So we'll get into all of that as well. If you have not been paying attention to Grant's shows this week, all good. He's going to be on tonight at 7 o'clock, but you might want to watch tonight at 7 o'clock. So here's the deal. He's been teasing something. He's not making the announcement tonight, but he is going to tell you tonight when he will make the big announcement that he has been teasing. If you have not been listening or been able to join Grant the last few days, here was him last night.
All right, so I have been telling you that I've been working on some big-time news for this channel, all right? That will be released next week. This is going to be big, big news. This is not just like a little news. This is going to be big news. So tomorrow, I will announce the date and time that I will be making the announcement next week. So it's not going to be this week. It's going to be next week. But I will tomorrow announce the date and what time I'll be making the announcement right here on If You Don't Like That. I'm looking forward to this, and I think you're going to be very excited. All right? I think this is going to be great. And the reason why I have not announced it yet is I'm still working on a couple of final details. I want to make sure that everything is ironclad and that everything is 100% full steam ahead. Okay? So tomorrow, right here on If You Don't Like That, I will tell you the date and the time that I will make the announcement. All right?
So there you go. 7 o'clock tonight. Join Grant. That is when he will let you know when he will formally be making the announcement. So it's a plan to make a plan. What movie is that from? What Happens in Vegas? Really good undercover movie, by the way. Like, that's one of those ones where it's like, maybe I don't want people to know I like that movie. It's a good movie. Ashton Kutcher, the bald guy that's just a great, funny, hilarious actor. Cameron Diaz, some of her better work. She looked well in that movie. She looked the opposite of Stephen Jones for sure. So join Grant tonight. It will be
a
dandy of an announcement of the day that he's going to make the big announcement. We're all on the heels. We're all on our tippy toes, the edge of our seats. So we'll see what it is. Thank you, by the way. We have been trying to get one more like every single show. It's been going pretty well. Thanks for responding. If you don't mind, give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate it. And certainly I want to get everybody involved in the show. We'll get your chats in here in a second. If you'd like to call the show, links are in the chat. You can scan the QR code over my left shoulder. Or those are the two ways. If you're like, wait, the link's not in the chat, you're on YouTube, scroll all the way up. It is pinned to the top of the page. So appreciate you there. Some really crappy news today. Really crappy news. I am not 49ers fan, but this is beyond like football and fans. Like, this is just one of the best in the area, one of the best to do it. Calling games, the one and only Greg Papa. The 49ers released that I can't believe it, he has cancer.
Touchdown! San Francisco! They throw to Kittle over the middle. 5, touchdown! 49ers win! And they are the number 1 seed in the NFC. Purdy going to throw for the end zone for McCaffrey. Makes the catch. Touchdown! CMC! It's over. The Niners are going to Vegas.
But we're going to do squat.
I guess we're going to do some squats too. Just one of those guys that never holds back, always has time for everybody. He's a regular, has his own show on KNBR. But there's the statement from the 49ers. The 49ers family extends our unwavering love and support to Greg Papa and his family following his recent cancer diagnosis. We wish him a speedy recovery and look forward to welcoming him back to the radio booth as the voice of the 49ers whenever he is ready. When I think about him, he if you listen, in fact, I don't like watching the Niners. I like listening. If I'm going to do a Niners game, I'm going to listen to it because he gives you that objective opinion. He's not a homer. He will go in on the team like last year when they were playing the Chargers down in LA. He just doesn't care, but overall, just a great guy, dad. So Niners fans, praying, put your prayers up for Greg Papa. I definitely will be. I know we have a lot of Niners fans around here as well. So no announcement yet on who's going to be doing games, if he's going to be ready to do games. But, I mean, he holds so much respect around that building. Larry Krueger and Damon Bruce, both who have been on this channel, both have been on this show. They have very, very, very successful shows going right now around the Bay Area sports. Larry is commonly during the football season in the building at the press conferences. And Larry was doing his show with Damon Bruce, and Greg Papa came into the press box. And Greg Papa was going to get ready for his show, but they were like, hey, can you come and just say hi really quick? He ends up going like 30 or 40 minutes. But what was funny is after that, Larry's like, yeah, I know, I'll move. This is your spot. My bad. And Larry, mid-show, he's moving so Greg can have his spot. So that's how much respect he has, and a lot of goodwill around what are you guys called? Niner? It's not Niner Nation. What's the name of it? Remind me. Like the Seahawks are the 12s. Niner fans are what? Oh, the Faithful. That's interesting. Yeah, the Faithful. Anyways, getting back to sports, which is not more important than that. But the whole thing with Micah Parsons, really hard to make sense of this. Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, they like to como se dice, tiptoe on that line of recklessness where it's just like, you know, like, is there something about it? Like, you got to be the center of attention. And Micah Parsons is a dude that showed up to camp. This has been going on since last year. When Dak got paid, everybody's like, okay, well, what about Micah? And so earlier this week, like literally earlier this week, Stephen Jones was asked, you know how bad it is, by the way? I have a sound drop category that is Jera and Vivek. Isn't that fitting? Super fitting. Anyways, we go to the Jera and Vivek folder, and this is what Stephen Jones had to say about extending Micah.
Did you hear the fans yelling "Pay Micah" yesterday? And what do you think when you hear that?
It doesn't change anything. I mean, we want to pay Micah too. He's got to want to be paid.
He's gotta wanna be paid. The dude said he would take a pay cut to be a Cowboy, but he has to want to be paid. And it's not just Micah and his agent getting a lot of support on this. It's players on the Cowboys as well that are getting a ton of, or giving him a ton of support. I mean, like, Jera, you don't have it on your schedule in Los Angeles to pay Micah. I don't get it. How do you not get that on
They
your
didn't know my schedule.
man? And by the way, they're not technically in Los Angeles. They're in Oxnard. Beautiful city off the 101. Love Oxnard. Gail knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, if you are a fan of the Cowboys, how you feeling? You know, another guy that's tiptoeing on this line, but I see it differently, is Terry McLaurin. He's going into the last year of his deal. He wants to get an extension, which is understandable. It's what the receivers typically do. It's what many of your top tier NFL guys typically do. But at his age, he is in the perfect situation. So many guys want to go to Washington now, play with Daniels. So I think his is a little bit more of a front. So if you want to talk more about the Cowboys, Micah, what do you think might happen? This seems genuine to me. My gut feeling with Micah releasing that 4-page statement, like I think it's really not about the money. He does not want to be there anymore. He just doesn't want to be a part of the circus. And in that letter, he kind of lays it out, you know? The Joneses just don't do business the same way. And it's, what's it called? Like Stockholm syndrome or something, where you've been around it enough, you start to think the way they operate is normal. No. And for the Cowboys as a franchise and a football team, you never get fair value for trading a player like that. You're never going to get it. Not that your window was open, but somebody just put a lock on it if he's gone. So what most of you are here for, Jonathan Kaminga and the Kings' latest report saying Malik Monk was part of the latest deal that the Kings have shot to Golden State. And part of the hanging point is whether a draft pick should be protected or unprotected. Per the New York Times, The Athletic, the Kings earlier this week offered a 3-year, $63 million deal for Kuminga in a proposal that would send veteran guard Malik Monk and their 2030 first-round pick, lottery protected, to the Warriors. If that pick didn't convey, the Warriors would get the least favorable of the Kings or San Antonio's first-round pick in 2031. Of course, the Warriors don't want that protected. I would not want that protected. Not a chance. You know where San Antonio is likely going to be at 2031. I mean, it's not that far. It's not super far-fetched that the Kings might be in the same situation come 2030, 2031. I hope I'm wrong about that. But we did go 16 years without a playoff run. So the other part about this with Malik Monk, which is surprising to me, is the Kings promised Kaminga that he would have a starting spot on this team. So that's one thing in its own. And then the other thing that I'm having a hard time negotiating is Malik Monk met with Scott Perry hours before free agency started, and he was told he was not being traded. Now, I get that those things change. The market will speak up, and if somebody becomes available that you think makes your team better, then you're going to probably make a move. But I just like Jerry. I don't know how I feel about giving up on Malik Monk quite yet. I think he's on a really fair contract. I know you got the backlog at guard, but now you've got a little bit of a bigger issue to me than the backlog at guard. You're going to piss somebody off. It's either going to be Zach LaVine or it's going to be DeMar DeRozan. Now, maybe the Kings are thinking we're still trying to move DeRozan before the season starts. Kind of what I've pitched all along is why not try to shine up Zach LaVine Why not try to shine him up and give them, the Warriors, your best pitch at why Zach LaVine would be the best player for them to take on? I've made my case, but maybe it's been done. That's what I would be going for. And I get that is a wild take, but I could envision the Warriors considering it. If you're already going to be in the tax, you've had a slow off season, I could see it. Now, Malik Monk, can he play to Zach LaVine's level every night? The statistics tell you no, but I think Malik's a little bit more durable than Zach, and I think he brings a whole lot more in the leadership column than Zach LaVine does. So I'm not a GM, so I don't make deals. Maybe it has been proposed, but why not throw it out there? His contract is right on par with Jimmy and Steph's sunsetting. So we can talk more about the Kings if you would like to. And as I said earlier, Gilbert Arenas, we will have plenty of Gilbert Arenas today. Again, the question I asked, like, you get arrested and you go to federal jail, then you get released. By the way, this was him. This was Gilbert Arenas dancing down the stairway at the jail.
You better not.
Can't hold me, baby. You can't hold me. Hello.
So what do you think he's doing? You think first thing he's doing is getting off into the car, getting off the property, and then getting an attorney, getting an appointment with your attorney? What do you think Gil did? We'll talk about it on the other side. So would love to hear from you. Call the show. Let's get your comments up in here. Again, we've got wrestling coming up later in the show. If you would like to call, please call. In fact, I don't usually talk to this guy. I'm glad he's calling today. Peter, what's up, man?
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How you doing today?
Okay. So this infatuation that Perry seems to have with Kaminga, I mean, I understand he's a talented person, seventh round, number 7 draft pick. But my question to you, and what I think the Kings need to realize and aren't looking at, is there are 2 teams right now, Utah and the Nets, that can outright just say, he's ours. We're going to pay for him. They can even give him a front-loaded contract, pay him more in the first year. We're taking him from you, Golden State. If you want him that bad, you're going to have to overpay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Jazz aren't going to be interested because they have Laurie. I understand that. But with the Nets building a young team and Kuminga being a very talented player, they don't have a player. I think they would improve their position if they were to pick him up. They obviously have 2 rookies they're going to try and make work that they got from the draft for that point guard position. That's going to be difficult. But
yep.
And they have Cam Thomas situation. They haven't resolved yet, which they need to resolve. But they have 80 million that they can go ahead and throw. And why are they not saying, this guy's talented? He deserves the money, and just blow everybody out of the water and say, no, he's ours. So that was the question I had.
Yeah, great question, Peter. I will answer it for you off there. Thanks for calling, buddy. Thanks for always putting the stuff in the chat. You know your stuff, dude.
Thank you.
All right. Good question by Peter. I think the Nets, first off, he talked about the Cam Thomas situation. The protected 4. Do we still have that graphic? We do. The Cam Thomas situation, they've got to negotiate that. I think the Nets are going to sit back and wait to see if they can get themselves into the Giannis market. I think they're betting on trying to get a bigger player. Now, they drafted a ton of guards. I actually really did not like the Nets draft. And by the way, they signed Ben Simmons too, if you weren't aware with that. I just don't think Kaminga is a big enough piece. I don't think they see him as one of the core guys that moves whatever they're building towards forward. It doesn't fit their plan. It's all about puzzle pieces. I just don't think he's one that fits for them. He's young. That fits. But I think there is better options, or at least they think they will have better options available to them at the trade deadline or at the end of the season next year. Because how much, with the Nets' current roster, how much better does Kaminga make them? Honestly, a couple of games. You've got a really good draft coming up. They've got a ton of picks. I think that it doesn't, I think it kind of hurts what they're trying to do more than help them. They're not trying to win now. They're trying to do a proper rebuild, and they hired a coach with that in mind, in Jordi Fernandez. Crazy that Jordi and Mike Brown are in charge of New York basketball. That's nutty. But yeah, that's my take, Peter. They're not going to overpay for Kuminga. It's Brooklyn. It's a big market. Even though they stink, there's a lot more money in Brooklyn than there is here in Sacramento. Just strictly off of the TV rights, the local rights. So I think they are looking for their guy, whether it be through the draft or whether it be taking that big swing at a star that becomes available. Because I'm not sold. I'm not sold that this Giannis thing is going to work out in Milwaukee. I give Milwaukee a lot of credit for retooling better than I thought they could, but I don't know that I see it working. And doesn't Kaminga, I believe Kaminga has a no trade clause. We've kicked this around all week. Let's verify that really quick. No, he does not currently have a no trade clause. Then why are they talking about him wanting to waive? Maybe he's asking for a no trade clause. Interesting. So yeah, so that's kind of my take on it. If you have a different take, let me know. And remember, Brooklyn probably would not want to nor need to overpay for Jonathan Kuminga. The Kings got to overpay. Your pool, the fish in your ponds are scarce. You don't have really the sexiness, the structure. You're not looking out your front door as a team and seeing the best view right now of the future. You could ask the same things about Kaminga in Sacramento. We've gone back and forth on it all week. You know, if the Kings do make that deal, I think the one thing that it tells us is how important Scott Perry sees Keegan Murray. Because this would be a direct move to get Keegan to the 3. And if you have Keegan at the 3, you're giving him that look. And if you're going to do the work and bring in the piece that puts him at the 3, he's probably going to get featured a little bit more in the offense. And Scott Perry's hinted at that over the last week and a half, 2 weeks. I've said for the last year, the Beam team's problem all along, outside of the year that it just worked, nobody could guard them. Pace was high. They were getting 10 shots up more than the next team. They were making shots. They were doing things offensively that the NBA had not seen in a while. And it was centered around that two-headed monster of of Fox and Domas at the point guard. Well, then the NBA adjusted, and the Kings failed to adjust. But after that, the Kings never played their guys in their proper positions. So I have said you've got to get guys back into their natural positions. This would be a move that does that. Now, do you like it at that number? 3 years? 60? Yeah. I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Let me know how you feel about that in the chat. I understand why Golden State, 3 years, $63 million, If this thing's tied up on that first round pick being protected, I get it. What would you guys do? Seriously. What would you do if this was a roulette table and you can choose, you can put your money on black or red? If you had to put your money on the Kings being in the playoffs in 2030 or the Kings not being in the playoffs in 2030, which side are you putting your money on with what you're looking at right now? And unfortunately, kind of that stink that's coming off the building. Where would you put your money? Paul, what's up, dude? That's the answer, Rhino. Kaminga is a 4. What's up, Jabin J? How you doing? If Kaminga signed, Keegan's going. No, he's not. There's no chance Keegan Murray is going to the bench. Keegan Murray is your best defender. Keegan Murray guards the best opponent night in and night out. He can't go to the bench. You're literally counteracting the reason that you make that move. If you're bringing in Jonathan Kuminga to send Keegan Murray to the bench, then this team is taking 2 steps back and looking at this. I don't know how they're looking at it, quite honestly. You can't do it. You just can't do it. It's going to have to be DeRozan. You're going to have to look at those 2 players, their history of being professional and handling things off the court and not letting them bleed in to affecting their game on the court. And when I look at that, Zach LaVine's the bigger liability out of him and DeMar DeRozan about having drama in the background bleed its way onto the court. I mean, the Kings offered DeMar DeRozan in this trade, and the Warriors said no. So he knows he's being shopped. So who knows? And again, we still have, although it's the dead month of October, or the dead month of August, excuse me. There's a lot of time. That's the dead time for the executives. Guys are still working out. Stuff can happen. Guys can get injured. There can still be big trades. Remember Randall for Towns? Like a week before training camp, that could happen. So who knows? This Kings roster, and Jerry and I both kind of said we're a little bit worried if this is it coming into it, or coming into training camp, you could still make some moves. I just don't. I think you're running out of places for DeMar DeRozan. So if he can, Keegan brings it and wants to do it. There's no way. If Kuminga can tap into the defensive potential, he will be a star. I'm not ready to say he's going to be a star. I think he could be a really good player. And remember how loaded this West is. This West is nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. So Karen says playoffs. All right, she's putting her money on the playoffs. So, Karen, are you actually putting a decent amount of money on it, or are you doing the haunted horse and putting 50 cents on it? Put money on the black, no protection. Dude, I'm not going to say who it was. I can't say who it was. But I know somebody that was in Vegas, and they had a really bad run, just a really bad run on the tables. And they decided, you know what? What if I forget what they did. They did something with their plane tickets. They had the ability to get their tickets refunded. So they got their tickets refunded, and they dipped into their savings, everything that they kind of had, and they put it on black. Anybody want to guess what happened? It came up green. It came up green.
Woo!
And they had no way to get out of Vegas. They had no way to get out of Vegas. Oh my gosh. Unreal. Dude, Gilbert. Yeah, let's go there. Okay, so I teased at the top of the show. I said, if you're Gilbert, and if you weren't with us earlier in the week, my stance is I think it's BS. No, it wasn't. It was not. So I talked about Gilbert being charged earlier in the week. I thought it was ridiculous. I still think it's ridiculous because he made money off of that's the line they want to draw. Made money off of the gambling at his house. They end up charging him, right? And we already played the video of him dancing, or we played the sound of him dancing down the stairs at the jail. You know, what I would do, like if I went to jail, first thing I would probably do is shower after I got home. The second thing I would do is pick up the phone or drive to my attorney's office and meet with my attorneys. What do you think Gil did? Gil did the smart thing. See, this is why Gilbert is just on a whole different level of trolling. Instead of doing any of those things, Gil took it straight to the internet, to No Chill Gil. Not kidding. Straight to his platform and did a live stream. I had to pick through this. There's cussing in it, but I had to pick through it to get what I could to play here. It took a minute, so I apologize for the cussing, but here's a little bit of what Gilbert Arenas has to share with all of you about being arrested and going to jail.
Like, do you know anything about the system? No, me neither, too. I'm just asking, like, when do I get the, like when do I get to it? Like, do I start doing it now? Like, because I'm on bail, or like what's the process? Like, I'm trying to figure, like what do you do? Like, you know, you bail out, because we didn't get to talk to nobody. So I didn't get to, you know, it's like we got some lawyers, and then, you know, they basically told us bail or no bail, and then we bailed out, we was out. So I think, like, right now, this is when I'm supposed to try to tell. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when it come for you? And then they said some shit, then I'm like, well, they was like, yeah, so no tampering. I was like, okay. So
he started singing the Bad Boys song, telling his story about what he can and can't do. One of the cuts that I can't play is one in which he talks about having 2 passports, not 1, 2. But he wasn't done there. He continues.
I'm dead that serious.
He's talking about his codependence here.
I was like, yeah, this is Fred. Goddamn, I'm gonna just be honest, man. This is the only time you actually stopped me, brother. This is the best D you done had ever since we was little. That's crazy. Kwame put something on the grill. Yeah, I bet he did cook and celebrate. Probably mad that I got out. Hey, I don't know if he know. I'm the only one that bailed out. Everybody's still there.
Everybody's still there. I'm the only one that bailed out. Remember, no tampering. And most importantly, if you take anything from Gilbert Arenas, if there's a lesson to be learned here, he spells it out loud and clear. There's one thing that you have to do before you go to jail.
Ooh. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something though. Listen. I'm gonna say this. The only thing I can talk about is this real quick. Listen, if you ever got a shit, you do that before you get arrested. I should have told. Hey, hold on, man. Can I go back upstairs real quick, man? Come on, man. You trying to hold that shit for 9 hours, man? That's all I can think about.
What? Are you kidding me? Do you think I'm making this stuff up? You can go find the stream. Unbelievable. Adam, come on, man. Just set yourself free. Gil has always been known to be like a troll and get under people's skin, but that was just a whole nother level. That was a dandy, depending on how you look at it. That is pretty good, solid advice, though. Solid advice. What's up, horse? Why do your emojis work? Here. What is that, horse? I have no idea what that is. Gilbert's attorney needs to call him and say anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law. That's the whole point. Like, there was so much more that he talked about that I could not play because of some of the words he was using. But that was like the PG version. That was, and I'm not even talking about being vulgar and talking about using the restroom. That was the PG version of like basically how to not self-incriminate, because the rest of it, he was just, I mean, just what Peter said. If you're Gil's attorney, you need to be able to have a control on that internet that he's running at his house. I know I can put my son on timeout from internet. I can direct his advice, cut the internet out to it, and set the time limit. His attorney's going to have to do that for him. How about Gil? If you were with us yesterday, also, we talked a ton about Demarcus Cousins. I said, this is not a good look for Demarcus Cousins. Not. Like, everything he's been doing, his media tour, talking, well, I don't want to break any news. Right? But, the Suns, they were having fist fights in their locker room.
Things that haven't been reported. I don't want to be the guy to report it, but I've definitely heard of some of the, negative things in the locker room. It was a couple of fist fights. There was a lot going on that obviously carries over into the court. So, for him to be the so-called blame of the negative seasons they've had, I think it's completely unfair.
Hold on. Boogie, are you saying there were fist fights in the Suns locker room amongst the Suns?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Interesting.
So with that being said,
that's normal though.
Is it?
Yeah, that's
boys
normal.
Are so weird.
It gets magnified when you lose.
Is it normal? Is it normal in today's game, or is it normal in our era?
Good follow-up. Good follow-up.
In today's game,
Boogie,
you have to be super friendly.
I'm trying to help you, Boogie. I'm trying to help you, Boogie.
Why is that?
You said you didn't want to be the person to break the news, so I was trying to take the cut.
I'm not going to go into the details.
I'm not going to go into the details, but Lou Williams was trying to do him a favor. He's like, Boogie, stop.
I'm trying to help you, Boogie. I'm trying to help you, Boogie.
So what made news was what he said about his teammate for a year, Nikola Jokic. Much of it is stuff that kind of could be assumed, but I think he took it a step far. He even went as far as saying, sign the $300 million and just get fat. And I said, this ain't going to go well. This ain't going to go well. And I think that's kind of what he wants. He's looking for any attention. He's living under that assumption that any press is good press. As I was rolling up today to do the show, what do you know? Right here on national radio, Sirius, Give and Go. Guess what they're talking about?
Right. And I bring up Jokic's name. There's a method to my madness because his former teammate and former NBA All-Star, another very good player in Demarcus Cousins, was once teammates with Jokic in Denver. And what he had to say about Jokic on a podcast that was just published, I think about 2 days ago, certainly got my tail up, as well as I think yours too, once you hear this audio.
How about that? So there you go. I warned you a couple of days early. Boogie got his way. Go figure. And you know Jokic ain't going to like that. It's not what you do. So anyways, happy to have you here on a Friday. We are trucking along. We can talk about the Kings and Kaminga, how you feel about that, what you think about somebody suggested Keegan Murray would be going to the bench. I don't see how that happens, but we can continue talking Kings. We can talk about Micah Parsons. Hey, how about Trey Lance? I know you're playing against third, fourth, fifth stringers, but he looked like a quarterback last night. I just question the fit. Like, if he's going to be the backup for Herbert, they're two completely different quarterbacks running an offense more tailored towards Herbert, and Herbert's had some injury issues, so I don't know. But at least Trey Lance looked for a night like a quarterback. Did you catch the game? Did you catch the Hawkeye technology? What did y'all think about that? Chime in. If you want to call the show as well, we will take your calls. You can just hit the link that's in the chat or scan the QR code.
Yeet!
Haunted Horse double. You know what? Haunted Horse, man. Dude, man.
Whew. That's a great question.
You blew your cover. You obviously went to law school. Dude, I'm sorry I had to give that secret up, man. No double jeopardy because he's out on bail. He wasn't found not guilty. That is correct. The Miz was on Jim Rome today. Let me guess. Is it to talk about the WWE Unreal thing? We'll be talking about that later today on this show as well when Adam joins us for our weekly wrestling segment. But until then, making new plans. Stan, get out the back, Jack. What are we talking about here? You want to play that for Grant? Interesting. How do you think Grant would take it? Grant would not want to hear that. I can promise you Grant would not want to hear that. By the way, if you are just joining us, I talked about it at the top. Grant has been letting you know that there is an announcement coming, a big announcement. And tonight at 7 o'clock, tonight at 7, Grant is not going to make the actual announcement, but he is going to tell you the exact date and time said announcement will be made. Here was Napes on his show last night.
All right, so I have been telling you that I've been working on some big-time news for this channel, all right? That will be released next week. This is going to be big, big news. This is not just like a little news. This is going to be big news. So tomorrow, I will announce the date and time that I will be making the announcement next week. So it's not going to be this week. It's going to be next week. But I will tomorrow announce the date and what time I'll be making the announcement right here on If You Don't Like That.
It's exactly what it is.
I'm looking forward to this, and I think you're going to be very excited. All right? I think this is going to be great. And the reason why I have not announced it yet is I'm still working on a couple of final details. I want to make sure that everything is ironclad and that everything is 100% full steam ahead. Okay? So tomorrow, right here,
which
on
is
If You Don't
today,
Like That, I will tell you the date and the time that I will make the announcement. All right.
So join Napes tonight, 7:00. He will do exactly what Adam said. It's the announcement show. Well put, sir. That is a very concise and good way to say it. It's the announcement show. Paul says gargantuan news. We'll see. It's his news. I don't know. I am on the edge of my seat too. So I will be watching at 7:00 tonight. So yeah, way cool indeed. Definitely. Grant is very transparent with all of you. So that is what you are seeing right there. Question: will there be a 4th year of Pick'em football on the channel? Yes, there will be a 4th year of Pick'em football on the channel. We as of today, there will be a 4th year. We will run that back. Here's my question: is it too much to be picking through the playoffs, or is it too much to be picking every game? You know what else is going to return then? It's going to be Haunted Horse versus Liam. That was really fun at the end of last season. My 10-year-old son, who knows nothing about sports, he could tell you every Pokemon in the book. He could teach you how to play Minecraft, beat video games. Has no drive to go to a basketball game with dad. No drive to watch a game at home with pops. He picks games against Haunted Horse, and they pick against the spread.
Remember what I say for the rhinos.
So stuff like that will be going on back and forth. We'll get Liam's pre-recorded picks each week, but we'll do the league as well. But let me know about the league. Is it too much picking? Are we making you too tired? I could see that, because by the time that we get to the playoffs, some people drop off. So let me know in the chat about that, which means also we need to come up with a new fantasy football punishment. Not sure if anybody out there plays fantasy football, but this time of year, I kick it to all of you and I say, help me out. Because we have a vote each year with our fantasy football league, whether or not we are going to have a punishment. Now, the punishment last year got vetoed. I'm not going to say who vetoed it, but it got vetoed. I'm going to be in 2 leagues this year, which means there will 100% be a punishment in one of the 2. So, any good ideas, original ideas for a punishment, you can put those in the chat as well. Some of the ones that we've come up with, or I've thought of over the last 4 months, the hot dog eating contest really inspired me. Thought about maybe they have to eat 10 hot dogs, or what you could think of, like some way to do that. Like, now we don't want to do the water thing that a station here in Sacramento did that resulted in a death, which resulted in the station going down. But I thought that would be kind of funny. One of the ideas pitched last year was having to make $20 on OnlyFans, because OnlyFans is any type of streaming. It doesn't have to be a certain type of streaming. So we thought about that. So if you have any original ideas, kick them out to me. But Horse, you're in the chat. You and Liam, you guys were pretty much tied at the end of the season. Who had the lead there? Who had the lead at the end of the season? Trying to remember. Do I have anything that tell me who had the lead? I don't know. All right. Horse is going to get his big stick.
And I like that wide stick.
And try to beat Liam with the picks this year. I like the league format. All right. Fair enough. They drop off because they are like Haunted Horse and forget their picks. one or multiple weeks and can't make up the difference. Fair enough. Fantasy punishments are yeah, I wonder who vetoed that. You beat Liam by a single game. There were multiple weeks though. Liam was at 500 or over. That's what was nuts. Picking against the spread. He wasn't just picking winners. He was picking against the spread. Don't do fantasy. Yeah, exactly. I just talked about that, Adam. Unfortunately, did not want to have to reset that. Let's see. All right. Yeah. Again, news coming up with Grant later tonight. If you're just joining us, we talked a little bit off the top about Micah Parsons, a little bit of the differences that I see between him and McLaurin. I think McLaurin is probably posturing at 29. He knows he wants to be in Washington. He's just trying to get paid. Micah Parsons, though, it seems like that bridge is burned. I don't know how the Cowboys are going to make that up. I'll read to you a little bit of what Micah Parsons had to say. And, he shared some stuff that's like, all right, like we all assume, right? Jerry's a little bit out there. Like he's just out there. This was during training camp last year.
There's a pony in here somewhere is the old adage with the boy scooping up the manure on Christmas Day and whistling while he was doing it. Here comes Santa Claus. Well, that's us.
So Stephen Jones, which it seems like everything runs from Jerry and Stephen Jones. And just in the limited amount of time that this story has been released or Micah made the announcement, there's been a lot of pushback about, Jerry needs to quit running the team. And I get that kind of happens every time we go through this, but Micah gave out some details that make you wonder, how that thing's really being ran. And for a teammate to post that they want to be traded and then immediately get backed up by the stars of the team, that's different too. CeeDee Lamb putting a tweet out. I think Dak Prescott put one out too. I'll double check that. But 4 days ago, this is what Stephen Jones said when he was asked about paying Micah.
Did you hear the fans yelling "Pay Micah" yesterday? And what do you think when you hear that?
It doesn't change anything. I mean, we want to pay Micah too. He's got to want to be paid.
He's got to want to be paid. So Micah took to X and he wrote some comments out about this whole thing. I no longer want shots taken at me for getting injured while laying it on the line for the organization, our fans, and my teammates. I no longer, excuse me, so my phone pops up, of course. I no longer want narratives created and spread to the media about me. I had purposely stayed quiet in hopes of getting something done. But since there is confusion out there, let me clear things up. I had my agent reach out to the Cowboys last offseason after my third year in hopes of getting a deal done. Unfortunately, the team did not want to start my negotiations at that point. I was okay with that, didn't complain, and focused on the 2024 season. That's right after Dak got paid too, right? That's right after Dak got paid. And Micah put his head down and he's like, you know what? I'll play through it.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
After the season, I told my agent once again to let the team know we were open to negotiate when they met at the combine. My agent informed me I should wait. Interesting. That's really interesting. He's given a lot of information here. lot of backdoor stuff. Oh gosh, I'm gonna pay for that. After the season, I told my agent once again, I should wait for other deals to get done. Yada yada yada. And then he goes into talking about how other guys had gotten paid, and he talks about Jerry and what Jerry did. It's crazy because they're one of the most valued sports teams, franchises in sports. But in football does not run exactly how you would want football to run in your head. Yes, guys get screwed over, guys get hurt and released. But even with all that happening, what the Cowboys do is just, it's a different level. So he goes into talking about a meeting. My agent informed me I should wait for other deals to get done and put into place so my value would only go up. I wanted to secure myself, though, as a Cowboy long term. This was before any of the pass rusher deals got done in the offseason. I knew I would be leaving money on the table, but again, I was okay with that. He goes into being asked to meet with Jerry and to talk about team leadership. And the conversation turns into a back corner negotiation without his agent part of it. Almost like being bullied. And then you have Stephen Jones doing this with the media.
Did you hear the fans yelling "Pay Micah" yesterday? And what do you think when you hear that?
It doesn't change anything. I mean, we want to pay Micah too. He's got to want to be paid.
Unbelievable. What the boys are. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. I knew it was going to be a problem the second it came out of my mouth. Justin, fantasy punishment by the rest of the league. Dinner at Bennett's. That's not a punishment because I'd be getting dinner at Bennett's too. Yeah, that would not be a punishment. All right, Adam, anytime you're ready, we can kick to wrestling. We'll get that knocked out, send you off into a couple hour break before Grant comes on to talk about or tell you when he's going to be making said announcement. Rhino, what's the Kaminga offer as we speak? Jim, the Kaminga offer that the Warriors have turned down is Malik Monk and a lottery-protected 2030 first-round pick. The Warriors do not want that pick to be protected. So that is where it stands right now. 3-year, $63 million is what the Kings would be willing to pay Jonathan Kuminga. 3-year, $63 million. I can't get away from you guys. You know what I need to do? You know what I always do when I need to get away from some of you knuckleheads? And you knuckleheads know who you are, like this guy.
I didn't know there were two holes.
Like him.
Just the one.
Yeah. You know what I do? I grab my iPad. I head out to the Rockland location, the West Side Grill, Bennett's. I get myself a prime cut of New York steak. I obviously get my wife a piece of redfish to go. Have a nice Dr. Pepper, catch up on sports, enjoy the ambiance, especially this time of year, on the weekends, sitting on the patios. If you've not been to any of Bennett's 3 locations, you got to go check them out. BennettRestaurants.com, 3 in all. The West Side that I just talked about, another one right there in Roseville, and then also Howe and Fair Oaks. There's a special going every single day of the week, whether it's happy hour 2 to 6, weekend brunch 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., or you can get 2 entrees and a bottle of champagne. Now, that's what you do during football season. That's where you meet in the middle, where the wife's like, yo, I want to go to brunch. And you're like, yo, I want to watch football, especially early in the season. As the season goes on, those little debates, they fall off the cliff, because then it's just football. You have football more days of the week than you don't have football. But at the beginning of the season, that is a fight in some people's households. This solves it for you. Bennett solves it for you. You can each get an entree. Your wife gets a bottle of champagne and orange juice, and you are off to the races, eating great food and watching football on the patio at Bennett. So go check them out, Bennett'sRestaurants.com. Also check out their menu section. Brian just released the Taste of Summer menu, 2 items for $30. You can add the dessert for $5. I would definitely do that. You can make reservations there as well at Bennett'sRestaurants.com. Trust me, you will not have a bad meal, and it will not break the bank. You are getting high quality food and high quality people at Bennett. So Bennett'sRestaurants.com. Big thanks to them for sponsoring today's episode of the King's Court. Roll the dice, take the protection off the 2030, and let's get this thing done. I don't think you can, Jim. I don't. Because that 2030, if we look at the Kings' numbers, take Bennett's down, and when the contracts are coming off, I don't know, man. I think I want that protection. Sabonis. Yeah, man, that's so far down the road. I mean, you're talking about Neek coming up on the option of his rookie deal right before then. I don't know. What would all you do? Would you take the protection off? What's wrong with Dr. Pepper? I love Dr. Pepper. I don't drink it as much anymore. Dr. Pepper's bomb. You can't do the when the soda companies or like Dr. Pepper comes out with like the vanilla cherry, like no, you got to go OG. We need to believe in Perry. Jim, look, I have been, since the end of the first round of the draft this year, I've been very complimentary of Scott Perry. In fact, I think many of the things he's done, I can justify him. I understand them, and I think they make sense. And they're fixes that some of us have kind of thrown out there where we think the Kings could be better with what they have now. It looks like he's moving that way. The Schroeder thing, okay. You know what makes me the most okay about this deal? I spoke about it earlier. Whether it's protected or unprotected, it moves Keegan back to the 3. It moves Keegan to the 3, a place he hasn't been. So we'll see. It is that time. So Kings fans, once a week on Fridays, we do our weekly wrestling segment. We're going to talk about what's going on. We obviously had hit Hulk Hogan and his passing last week, but WWE released a show. It's on Netflix. It's a series, and it is called WWE Unreal. I am through like an episode and a half, and I don't know that I want to hit play on that thing again. So I'm sure that will be part of what we talk about today. Also, it's the go home no, it's not the go home. We still have a couple more episodes.
No, it is the go home.
This is the go home.
Yeah.
SummerSlam's this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's the go home for SummerSlam. So we welcome in Adam Uso. What's up, Us?
What's up, brother?
How you doing?
Woo! I'm good, baby. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
I'm ready. We could hit Unreal right out the bat since you were just talking about it. I know exactly where you're at, and I felt the exact same way. I think it was like that Kevin Owens Cody conversation post match that really I didn't want to see. I don't think that's what made it feel uncomfortable for me. But we watched episodes 3 and 4 last night. I finished those up, and those were really good. It was great for me. My wife is subjected to watching wrestling whenever it's on as well, and so I think she enjoyed the Unreal show for her to just kind of get to know him a little bit better, whatever. So she enjoyed that. Specifically, I think episode 4 was really focused on Chelsea Green, and she liked Chelsea a lot after that. So I'm just saying.
Isn't that kind of a problem for you because you like Chelsea so much? And
not a problem at all, sir.
Oh, okay. All right.
If I can somehow merge the two worlds together.
Okay, so here's the problem. This is where we hit the problem at similar spots, but mine was a little bit different. It was when they went through and literally showed you everything in Gorilla, the way it works, having the agent sitting there and you're seeing matches and the agent's telling them to cut stuff out. You're talking to referees. That's where it was too much for me. I would be okay with the show unless you don't, I wasn't
as a fan. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say I wasn't as bothered by KO and Cody talking the way they were, but I just, I don't know. It's like I don't know that I want to really watch more of it because the rest is kind of predictable from here and downhill towards WrestleMania.
I liked the part where Cena turned heel and Triple H was kind of calling the different shots, camera angles and stuff without telling people what was going to happen. He was kind of calling it real time. I thought that was pretty cool. And I didn't feel like it took away from our kayfabe life or whatever.
All right. Matthew, it's still real to us, damn it. Have you seen that before?
Oh, yeah. 100%. Yeah. It's still real to me, damn it. Ooh.
It's funny, too. I can acknowledge, like, the production of it. Cool behind the scenes, just like the Slim Jim table. It's unbearable.
The Slim Jim table is unbearable. I'm not... I don't disagree with you there.
Dude, did you see, like, in the boardroom where the creative team meets? The food that was in the background? No wonder these guys are passing away early, man. Candy, chips, like there was not even a single protein bar. It looked like a convenience store full of candy. Holy
They just
crap.
Uber eated a bunch of 7-Eleven.
Yes. Exactly. The good old Gorilla Monsoon. Yeah, that's why it's named Gorilla Position.
Yeah.
I love Gorilla. He's such a classic. I wouldn't.
Excuse me, folks. Sometimes I get a little carried away myself, and
love Gorilla. All right, let's get to SummerSlam. We don't have to go through every match, but let's kind of go through.
Do we?
I mean, we can if you want.
We can do a quick run through. Let's hit the big matches, talk about it, and then we can do a little pick 'em.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, let's start with the big one.
All right.
Cody versus Cena.
Cody versus Cena. I think because Unreal came out when it came out, and you saw some stuff like Cody finishes a match and he's being told by Triple H, like, you are the white meat baby face. That's what they call it, white meat baby face. Like, the only one that we have, you know, and that's kind of the theme throughout the episodes that I watched of Unreal. I think this is the perfect opportunity for Cody to turn heel. And it doesn't have to be something that's over the top. It could be a slow heel turn, but I think somehow he beat Cena and there's a scent of, whoa, did he turn heel? Like, why did he do that move? Why did he, you know, like, kind of that brutalness that he had with Randy Orton.
You bring up like a slow burn with Cody, and I sort of agree with you. Here's what I noticed on Unreal. If you watch that Royal Rumble episode, which I think is episode 3, they show some shots of John Cena when he eliminates people or he does something. He has this look on his face, and I think it was so subtle we maybe didn't notice it in the moment, but he's got this look on his face that I'm like, oh, there's a little bit of heel turn in him right there. And then, of course, you know, the next month we get that heel turn. I don't think Cody turns heel yet. I don't think it's going to be a slow burn either. I think he's the only true babyface we have, really, and I don't see him turning yet. I think we got a ways to go with Cody as a babyface. We do have a street fight stipulation to this match. So any guesses as to who we see possibly interfere in this match?
Well, let's go on both sides. Let's go on Cena's side first.
I don't know if Cena has anyone come out to save him.
Okay.
I don't know that we have anyone come out to save Cody either. But there's room for it.
Well,
I don't know that we see interference in this match.
There has to be interference. It's been over the top interference, building and building on every John Cena match. There's no way there won't be interference here.
Yeah. I think that Cody wins clean, or no, Cody has to win clean. And then I think once he does, cue the Rock's music. Here he comes. He's finally coming back. This is their attempt to redeem themselves from WrestleMania. And then I think you could see Cody and Cena turn against The Rock and beat The Rock up, which could set up a potential Cody versus Rock, or I'm sorry, Cena versus Rock for his final match.
He's not going to do The Rock for the final match. It would be going against everything in the business.
How so?
Just saying. Because when you're a star, the level of John Cena's, you put somebody over. What about Hulk Hogan handing off to The Rock at WrestleMania 18? You have to put that next generation over. So that's why that spot's so important.
But if Cody won clean at SummerSlam, wouldn't that put Cody over? I mean, he's already over, but you know what I mean.
I think we can agree here. I don't think there's any way John Cena can leave with the title going into this extended break. The title has to come off of him one way or the other. I mean, you can have a scenario. I'm going to throw two scenarios out at you. You can have the exact scenario that, well, excuse me, three. The heel turn, which we've talked about. You can have a scenario where you get that moment that you're talking about, that Cody goes over and Cena puts him over. So then when Cena returns, because he put Cody over, he's going to be back to old Cena, right? That would be the complete face turn back for Cena. Or if you want to complicate things, you can get Randy Orton in the mix. Because remember, he's always been like one step behind Cody the entire thing. And I thought they had a candidate for match of the year at Night of Champions, or King of Ring, whatever it was. So you could have something where somehow Orton comes out and screws Cody, but then I don't know what happens with the title. But you have to have a storyline coming out of this, I think.
So do you get Randy and Jelly Roll coming out to screw Cody over?
See, well, no, not Randy and Jelly Roll, but it's the perfect formula because you have Randy again in this like mega kind of face role with Jelly Roll, same kind of thing he did with Hendry at WrestleMania. I think Cena's last opponent's going to be Gunther. I really do.
I would love that. You already know what camp I'm in. Okay.
I don't think The Rock's coming back. I hope I'm wrong, but anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I feel mixed about it. Rumors are that Travis Scott is completely wiped from anything WWE moving forward, but, you know, who knows? We'll see. All right. Next one. Gunther versus BM Funk.
Hello, ladies.
BM Funk?
Yeah.
BM Funk. Man, you could have really messed that one up. Thank you for not messing that up. It's going to be Punk. Punk will win the title.
Is Seth's injury real?
No.
I'm starting to believe it also is not real either. Although, I mean, we watched it last week, man. You saw his knee bend backwards.
That doesn't mean that he didn't hurt his knee. But when these injuries happen to that degree, WWE will announce like, hey, they had surgery today. They'll have a camera there. You've had none of that.
Good point. I'm with you there. I'm starting to really believe that Seth's injury is not his. I'm not going to say it wasn't real in the moment. I feel like it was real. But I think maybe it wasn't as serious as it first appeared, and he might be good enough to go in some role. What's Seth's whole thing been about for the last year? Doing whatever he can to stop Punk from winning a championship. All he cares about is ruining Punk's life. So if Seth is even moderately hurt or something like that, he could cash in while the match is still live, turning it into a triple threat match, which then there's no rules, no disqualifications, in which the Seth Riders could come in, destroy Punk and Gunther after they're already beat up, and then Seth gets an easy pin to take the title.
Yep, very well could be. That leads me to this. If that injury is a work, then I am pissed if I'm LA Knight. Like,
I'm
how
pissed
does
if
my
I'm LA Knight.
how does my storyline just get thrown out? But anyways, yeah.
Or could it set up something for Knight to make a run at Seth with the belt? Who knows?
Well, what it could do actually, you could have the both. You could have the best of both worlds. You can still have Punk win the title, but in your scenario where the Seth Riders come out, you could have LA Knight come out and screw Seth out of winning the cash in.
That's a cool one too. I sort of like that.
Right.
I hope that's real. And I mean, we've got SummerSlam and no LA Knight currently, which sucks. All right, Randy and Jelly Roll versus Drew and Logan. Drew confirmed on social media that he has found his passport and he is ready to go in New Jersey this weekend for the tag team match.
Matthew says The Rock was in the hospital with a heart-related issue a few weeks ago. Interesting. I don't know if that's real or not.
I haven't heard anything about that. Not that I'm in the know, but I feel like that would be all over the place.
Yeah. See, like, to me, that's like a total setup for The Rock to be at SummerSlam. It's going to be Jelly Roll. It's going to be Orton.
I will go opposite of you and give me Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul.
Okay.
I love Drew, so.
I'm wearing a shirt. Bored at work.
I know.
Dude.
Well, then maybe we need to switch. Maybe you need an EGA shirt, baby.
No, see, this an EO. You have an El Grande? Nice. There you go. Good job by
you.
Gracias. Can't get that song out of my head. Talk about weird. Get a new Keeley. Interesting. You know what's funny? I was looking at the Val Venus comment. Where is it at? Val Venus is who the children should be looking up to. So if you go and you do, like, it's so hard to get something scrubbed from the internet. It's nearly impossible. But you can only find like 9 seconds of his original like intro video. Do you remember that video, Adam?
Someone's got to have it on VHS on a recorded episode in the late 90s somewhere.
I mean, it was probably the most, and it was perfect for the Attitude Era, number one. But it's the funniest thing you've ever seen. It's so good.
Okay, if I'm going off of 30-year memory, it was like him and the towel and the greased up hair. I think he was like did the Joe Hendry turn before Joe Hendry did the Joe Hendry turn.
Yes, that is true.
To that effect. And then it was him walking down to the ring with all the
say his name and he appears.
There you go. You do that pretty good. Okay, so yeah, I don't want to get too far into the weeds here on this, but you're remembering the right part of that, but then there would be like a freight train going into a tunnel. There would be a screw being drilled into the hole. There would be an oil rig. You know, like you can go the rest of the way, but it's been like other than the first 9 seconds, it's scrubbed. You can't find it anywhere.
Man.
We need to. You know, I got to tell you, for anybody that's going to watch on Peacock, and I get that's the only way you're supposed to do it. Oh, they did show it, Matthew. Okay. We'll go. I'll try to find that. Peacock does such an awful job with these WWE events. You cannot start the show late and rewind it back without knowing exactly where you're at. If you show up like 2 hours into the show and there was a 2-hour pre-show, then sometimes you can't even go back far enough to start the show over. And then there's like a 30 or 40-minute delay between, and they run it live while all the press conference crap's going. So you can't go back and watch the actual show. If you're late to it, they need to get it off Peacock. It drives me nuts. I go to the illegal sites and I pay for Peacock.
Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry. You bring up a good point. Like if you started SummerSlam late by like an hour, you're not going to be able to catch the finish by the end of it if you watched it straight through from starting an hour late. And that's crap. There's some sort of weird cutoff or something that they have going on there that and then you have to wait till the next day. It's wild. There's another thing that I hate with Netflix. When you're fast forwarding through an episode or rewinding or something, it doesn't give you the little like preview of what's on the screen while you're fast forwarding. So you don't really know where you're at. You got to kind of guess like, okay, is it 2 minutes forward or 2 minutes back when I missed that thing, whatever it was. So that sucks too. Netflix needs to fix that. It's probably some sort of technology copyright or whatever, intellectual property to have that little window as you fast forward so you can see where you're at during the show. But that sucks too. Honestly, the only way the way I love to enjoy it is I record it on Hulu and I can fast forward through commercials. I can see where I'm at, catch up and all that stuff.
There you go. Rock, dude. That was all the rage growing up, the mongoose bikes. And then like you would get the, what would you get? You'd get the racing
gyro.
Oh my gosh, man. It was the coolest thing to have a mongoose.
Man, I got my first dyno, I think at like 12 or something like that. Got the dyno, got the big grenade pegs on the front and the back with the gyro on the wheel. I did absolutely nothing with that bicycle, but it was cool to, cruise around town on. You looked like someone.
Oh, dude, you get the pegs to give somebody a lift.
Yeah, you could fit one on the front, one on the back, one pedaling.
I was always scared to do the big jumps though. Like I would do like a little ramp thing that they would set out in the street, but like I would never like actually go to the park with the hills.
Truth be told, sometime around 12, 13, 14, I was big into rollerblading and I had the K2 Fatty Pros with the grind plates and all that stuff. And
what are grind plates? For the sides of it?
Like on the inside of your roller blade boot, it was like a grind plate so that when you grind a curve or something, it didn't mess up the boot of the skate. But I remember one time we went to this skate park in Sac. I forget the name. If you know the name of that skate park in Sac, please chime in. But they had a half pipe.
Oh, okay.
It was like a street park, and they had a half pipe. And I got to the top of the half pipe and looked down, and I was like, absolutely not. And I think that's when I retired it.
You retired it? Yeah, for sure. Dude, mongooses. We used to have we were so blessed. The shopping center that was 10 minutes walking distance from where my parents live had the Elk Grove card shop, and it also had the Elk Grove bike shop. And it was just lined with like the mongooses. It was lined with the dynos. It had all the accessories back in the day. Dude, you just put me into straight nostalgia, Rob.
How about this? What about the surf and skate off of Sunrise? Or it was no, it wasn't off Sunrise, I don't think. But there's a surf and skate near Sunrise Mall, sort of, what was the name of that road? I'm Fair Oaks Boulevard. And then there was also the surf and skate in Roseville off of Eureka. And me and my buddies used to go dumpster diving at that surf and skate after hours. And you would get like pairs of Dickie shorts for free, all kinds of stuff. Good times, great oldies.
Nice. We didn't dumpster dive, but gosh, now you're making me think about Extreme Cheapskates, the TV show that used to be on TLC.
They started damaging goods before they would throw them away, so we wouldn't go dive in the dumpster.
Yeah.
Here's a fun fact. I used to work at the Party City off of Douglas. It was next to that Target. It's closed now, obviously, but before me and my friends worked there, we would go dumpster dive at that Party City. And especially during Halloween time, you could get different costumes and wigs and all kinds of props and stuff. We were big into making like little homemade films. Don't go there, chat. But we would make different movies and we would use these things as props. So yeah, dumpster diving in the late 90s in high school was highly underrated.
Interesting. See, like we weren't dumpster diving. Did you say films?
Hello, ladies.
That's such a good theme song too. That's a good theme song.
The saxophone is what
it holds up. It really does. It really holds up. Can you imagine Rick Rude with that entrance in that song?
Out of shape.
When you talk about Val Venus, I go to start thinking about Al Snow.
Interesting.
What does everybody want?
Stop. Don't.
What does everybody need?
I will dump you.
What does everybody
dumped? If he needs to get that out of his system, he can get that out of his system right now. I'll come back to you, but I'm monitoring you. Yeah, I can see you, bro. Okay.
I'm good. I didn't say it.
Okay.
I didn't say it.
Well, sometimes you don't need to say it. No, I was going to say we didn't dumpster dive, but King Skate here in Elk Grove, there was a Cal Skate that was off of, I think, Mac. It was off of Mac and something else. But King Skate out off Franklin Road, that is where we all hung out. Football season or not, like when we were in elementary school, junior high, you were like lucky if you got to go and do the late session, and then like there would always be like the snowball thing where like the girls would line up on one side and the guys would line up on the other, and you choose who you're gonna couple skate with. It's like where all the dating started, you know, like it just, that's nostalgia too for me. Not for like the dating and stuff, but like it was just the place to be every single Friday night.
Yeah, I think we grew up on different sides of town. I was Roller King man myself, right off of Kirby. That was the spot, man. Oh, Roller King, take me back. I know it's still alive and kicking. Roseville Rollers.
Yeah, Cal Skate. Oh, you went to Cal Skate. We went to King Skate. Yeah, King Skate, man. And pizza,
Roller King, baby.
The pizza that they served was Red Baron frozen, and it was so good. Like I still sometimes will grab a Red Baron.
Hey, speaking of frozen pizzas, we've got a little over 3 months until the Thanksgiving DiGiorno comes out.
Yeah, I'm not going there. We can get back to wrestling. I'm not touching that thing. All right, let's hit a couple more matches and then let's wrap up.
All right, let's do it. We'll do a quick blast. We've got Jacob versus Solo in a cage match.
Look, something that's blowing me away is how much merchandise he is selling, Jacob. he is selling enough merch to where he is getting city to city shirts.
He's the man. Everyone loves him.
He's getting a lot of push. I think. See, this is where it's tough. This is where it makes sense to put him over, back with the championship. But Solo's little group has gotten a little more interesting. And
the NFTs.
It's such a dumb name.
It doesn't. My Family Trees.
Yeah, myfamilytrees.
My Family Trees. It doesn't. Whatever. Besides that, I'm with you. I agree.
So I'm going to say Jacob gets it back.
I'm going to go with our new tribal chief, Solo, baby. Give me Solo.
Okay.
I do love Jacob, but I think you get Jacob out of the picture of that title, and he probably moves on to bigger and better things after this.
Okay. All right. Montgomery Ward, Mervins.
Oh, the Mervins.
Mervins and Elk Grove.
Douglas. Yeah, that was my jam. All right, we got Becky versus Lyra. And if Lyra loses this match, she can no longer challenge for the IC belt so long as Becky has it.
I think Becky wins.
Give me Lyra all day. I hate Becky. Not a Becky fan.
What else are you going to do with Becky?
I don't know. Toss her. Retire her.
You're not tossing her.
Yeah. I don't know. Put her in a tag team. Why not? Who cares?
All right.
She's boring.
Not confirmed. Breaking Boston is looking to offer White and a number 1 for Kaminga. If they do,
have fun.
Are you kidding me? Where do we pick him up at the airport? If I'm Golden State, Derek White, that's a top 5 point guard in this league. No way. What's that? And again, not confirmed. It's a chat. Appreciate you traveling. That would be stupid. Why would that come out of the blue? Boston's looking to, what's White making per year? Boston's looking to dump salary. Damn, that would be nuts.
Problem.
Huh. All right. Any more matches?
Yeah. Okay. I'll start with this one. I love what these two are doing. Charlotte and Alexa versus Raquel and Roxanne for the tag team champs. Give me Charlotte and Alexa all day. I am a Charlotte fan now because of this relationship, what they're doing. They finally found a way to make Charlotte be loved by the people. And once you get caught up on Unreal, I like Charlotte a lot more after watching this show.
All right. Give me Charlotte and Alexa too. I agree.
Hell yeah. All right. Intercontinental Championship. Dom versus AJ Styles.
Give me Dom.
Yeah, give me Dom. There's some stuff he's doing with AAA recently, and he got a huge pop. He came out in a mask, revealed himself, and the crowd went freaking nuts. He's too hot. I think you got too much opportunity with Dom as champ to put him over. And can we please get him out of the Judgment Day?
I'm just going to record that for you, where you can just say that or you don't have to say it anymore.
Well, can we just get rid of the Judgment Day in general? Tiffany versus Jade. This one's kind of tough.
I think it's going to be Jade, as much as I hate it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I would rather have Tiffany, but I think if Jade wins, this could lead to a Jade versus Naomi at Crown Jewel for a blow-off match. And I think that would be fun to watch, and then we can be done with it and move on.
I don't think they've fully told that story. There's a missing link, and it's Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
Like somehow she was in on it. I don't know. Maybe that's where. Anyways, we can talk about that
I
later.
think you're right, and Bianca's been gone for a while, and so maybe she still has some time to take off. Beyond that, maybe she does make her appearance at Crown Jewel, which is going to be in Australia this year, not Saudi.
Hold on. What if Bianca cost Jade?
How do you do it?
She just turns.
She just interferes.
She turns heel, screws her.
Do you want to do that at SummerSlam? I mean,
that's the perfect time to do it at SummerSlam.
I know, but it feels like there's not build up to this match, but Jade hasn't really done a ton in her time here. She's taken a lot of time off. And we've been building for 9 months for her to have this title shot, and then to have it end in a DQ or something feels kind of crazy to me. I think you do put the belt on Jade, because at some point, like, we got to do something with Jade. Tiffy's run has been meh. Besides that Charlotte Flair rivalry and everything that came out of that, I think it's been kind of boring. So I'm with you. I think you give Jade the title. Then you could set up a Jade Naomi at Crown Jewel, which I think is in September or October. So you don't have to wait that long for the payoff there.
All right. I love what the chat's doing right now.
Yeet!
They could care less what we're talking about. And they are talking about nostalgia, talking about tree houses, hopscotch.
We brought up BMX bikes, and here we go.
There you go. All right. I would give me your best last one, because we got to wrap up.
Okay, I got two things for you. One, we can run real quick. We got the table, ladders, and chairs 6-pack match. Wyatt 6, DIY, Street Profits, Motor City Machine Guns, Fraxium, and Andrade and Ray Phoenix. I would love to see Fraxium win this. I don't think they do. I think it goes Wyatt 6 retains, but maybe there's a possibility that you see some friction between Street Profits. And can we propel Montez Ford into the solo card?
Yeah, I'm with you there. I don't think the Wyatts retain. I think it's going to be the Andrade Phoenix pairing, but I would rather have what you said.
Yeah,
would
Fraxium.
Rather have Fraxium.
Awesome. There's a lot of talent on that Smack Tag Team card.
Hey, chat. What about Pogs? What kind of smashers did you have?
Slammers.
Yeah, slammers. There you go.
I used to have this thick brass slammer that was like this, and God, give me all your Pogs. Okay, I got one question for you before we take off.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Sorry, Hulk just wanted to butt in. Anyways,
go. I'll take it every day. Book a match that doesn't include someone listed here for SummerSlam. Out of the matches that we already have, there's a lot of talent that's just sitting out there still. Oh, we didn't even talk about Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn. Give me a quick one.
Kross.
I'll go Sami Zayn, unfortunately.
He's got to keep losing. I don't think is this going to be the big win that starts the win streak? Because that's what it's going to be.
His contract's up.
Whose contract's up?
Karrion Kross.
Okay.
So we'll see. But if they weren't going to renew it, would they put him in SummerSlam? Who knows? It's WWE. Figure it out. Your guess is as good as mine. So give me a match that doesn't include someone listed already in the card. I'll go El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano. We had two El Grande Americanos show up this past Monday. Ludwig Kaiser and Butch, or Pete Dunne, whatever you want to call him, appears to be the second El Grande Americano. Give me that match, put it in the books, and I'll take Ludwig Americano for the win.
The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
I can't even give a match. That's the perfect match.
LA Knight versus, I don't know.
They're not going to put him in a match.
They're not going to do anything with him.
I got a problem with them. I do. I don't have a problem with you, though, as long as I don't have to dump you once in a while. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming in and representing.
Yes, and if you didn't know, Grant's making a huge announcement later tonight. He has acquired the rights to Gym Boys.
Oh, is that the announcement? Great. You just got me fired, bro. Thanks. Your guess is as good as mine. Good job.
All right.
As long as it's not him having another kid. I heard that one come out.
Oh, my God.
All right, brother. Be well.
All right.
Adam Moose.
Later.
Killing the game.
I'm back.
On the
I'm so back.
You're back.
I'm
no,
back,
you're
baby.
Not. You're gone. Good night. You ran. Hey, thanks for making it a fun week. But like Adam said, Grant does have an announcement he's going to be making. He is not making an announcement. He's not making the announcement. He is announcing when he is making the announcement that he has been talking about. So make sure you join him at 7:00. That is when Grant will tell you when he's going to make this big announcement, whatever it's going to be. So join him. Y'all have been great this week. Can't wait to be back with you next week. And until then, if anything changes with the Kings, you know, one of us will be on. And on top of it, I will be watching tonight along with all of you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will let Napes spell it out for you. Go Kings. Light the beam. Have a great and safe weekend. Please come back to us. And best wishes and prayers. Thinking about you, Greg Papa. You, my friend, are going to make that cancer go swimming with the fishes. I know it, brother. So thinking about him and that announcement from the Niners. But here is Napes. We will dismiss court with Grant telling you why to tune in today at 7:00. So long. Court's dismissed.
Order in the court.
All right. So I have been telling you that I've been working on some big time news for this channel. All right. That will be released next week. This is going to be big, big news. This is not just like a little news. This is going to be big news. So tomorrow, I will announce the date and time that I will be making the announcement next week. So it's not going to be this week. It's going to be next week. But I will tomorrow announce the date and what time I'll be making the announcement right here on If You Don't Like That. I'm looking forward to this, and I think you're going to be very excited. All right? I think this is going to be great. And the reason why I have not announced it yet is I'm still working on a couple of final details. I want to make sure that everything is ironclad and that everything is 100% full steam ahead. Okay? So, tomorrow, right here, on If You Don't Like That, I will tell you the date and the time that I will make the announcement. All right?